Many of you perhaps spent yesterday cheering your kids on at the sports game, but the sidelines at certain games played by the West Hartford Youth Football League were much quieter than normal.
Yeah, the league held silent sidelines after parents and coaches were getting a little too much into the game. Fox Connecticut's Jen Bernstein has more.
Are you going to be so Titan? Yes!
The Bears are playing the Titans in West Hartford on this crisp Sunday afternoon. Coaches are pacing, the kids are playing hard, and the spectators, well, they're silent.
What we're doing here today is we're having what we call a silent sideline. We have over 500 kids in our league, and with any large organization, you're always going to have certain situations occur.
The West Hartford Youth Football League felt certain parents and even coaches took supporting their kids a little too far recently. That, along with instances around the country of brawls at kids' sports games, led them to take a stand and keep this weekend's games low-key.
The kids sometimes don't even realize the outcome of the game. It is the parents and the coaches sometimes that do get carried away.
The rules of silent sidelines are simple. No catcalling, no yelling out directions, and no cheering. Hand clapping, though, is allowed, as is as many fist pumps as you'd like. Coaches also need to behave. They were asked to limit their comments to players. While cheering during the game might be toned down, discussions on the sidelines about the silence were not hard to find.
We are dealing with 7, 8, and 9-year-old children who not only need but expect our support. So because there are only a few people that are offensive, those few should be the ones that are silenced.
I kind of enjoy the game, gives you the kids a chance to enjoy the game.
I think it's an extreme reaction, okay, to probably less than a handful of incidents.
Now, silent sidelines is just a trial run for now. The league says they're going to see how this weekend goes and then go from there.
We want some positive cheering, support them all that we can without getting carried away.
In West Hartford, Jen Bernstein, Fox, Connecticut.
So how do you coach a team in silence? That question was answered yesterday when the West Hartford Youth Football League held the first silent sidelines game. So here to explain about how you actually do that and what's good for the kids and the coaches and also the parents, assistant coach for the Bears Pee Wee team, Steve Lieben. Good to see you, Steve.
Good morning.
So what happened? Were the parents and the coaches just getting so out of hand somebody had to say, okay, enough's enough, no more cheering?
Well, yes, in a nutshell, yes. And some people were getting a little bit too emotionally invested, and the league decided it was time to try and bring everybody to a level playing field and make them reevaluate why we're there, which is educating the children. These are 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids. It's an instructional league. It's all about teaching them not only football, but values in life, respect, how to play the game, sportsmanship.
So how did the games go?
Very well, actually. Very well.
Did everybody behave themselves and not cheer? You're allowed to applaud.
Allowed to applaud. Coaches allowed to talk to their players, but within reason, you can yell out to the teams.
And it seemed like everybody had an enjoyable afternoon?
Yeah, a great time. And, kids, even before, a lot of times they don't even realize what the score of the game is. They're there to have fun.
Right.
And to play the game. And sometimes it's the parents, like I said, and the coaches that got a little bit too involved, too emotionally involved.
What are some of the reactions from the parents about this?
It's difficult not to cheer your kids or your team on, especially when they do some great play or they score a touchdown. But I think everybody saw the value in it.
I had heard that maybe some parents were cheering when another player got injured, where it got to a level where, wait a minute, this is really mean, as opposed to just cheering for your son who happened to score a touchdown.
I think, again, there was people that were too involved, too emotionally invested in the game, and maybe their judgment wasn't right in all circumstances.
Is this something that you have seen in different sports, or is it just something that happens in football because it's a contact sport? Maybe one child hits another child really hard for a tackle, and that gets the parent riled up, whereas maybe in baseball it wouldn't happen, or does it just happen all over?
Well, definitely in football, it is, like you said, a contact sport, and competitive juices do flow.
Yeah.
But it happens in all sports. It's prevalent in baseball. You see it in soccer very often, and I think in most sports.
So you think it'll stay around for a little while, this new rule?
I don't know. That's up to the league officials.
Right.
It's definitely hard to be calm at the sidelines, but I think it was very interesting. You know, I videotaped the games for the team, and it was really very interesting how quiet it was. You could hear the kids, you could hear the play calls. It was a very different atmosphere, and I thought it was very interesting.
All right, good. It's all about the kids.
Yep,
Thanks,
exactly.
Steve.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Quick break. Back in a moment.